What do you do with an immune or autoimmune issue when you need more than just taking more vitamin D or reducing inflammatory foods or taking certain immune supplements? When you need more than that, what do you do from a natural healthcare perspective? And I'm going to answer that. You need to change dance partners. Now that's the lead-in for what I'm going to talk about. So the immune system and the brain cross-talk with each other. They're constantly sending messengers back and forth. The immune messengers called cytokines influence the brain. The brain, through the hormonal system, influences, especially stress hormones, influences the immune system. And because of that constant crosstalk, the immune system and the brain are dancing together. And if the immune system is not right, it needs to change dance partners. And so if the immune system is dancing with a brain that's not at ease, that's in a protected state, that's in an overreactive state, like a fight back state, because the brain is not calm about something, it doesn't feel neurological safety. Neurological safety is both in the brain and it's in the body. And it can be in the body in terms of if our ribs aren't right, if our viscera is tight, and that's affecting the vagus nerve that feeds back to the brain. That could be the loss of neurological safety. The loss of neurological safety could be trauma or overwhelm that's stuck in the brain and tissues and hasn't got to a level of ease. And we work with that with our QNRT work. So some is body work with our advanced adjusting, some is brain work with the QNRT resetting the brain to stress or trauma. But when we can change dance partners from a brain that is in a protected overreactive state, not at ease, not at neurological safety, to a brain that's at neurological safety, that is at ease, that's at calm, and then when the immune system dances with that kind of brain, things settle down. So our quantum neural reset therapy is the most brilliant work I've ever seen in 40 years of practice in helping the brain and the immune system dance together and coordinate together. And because of different, because the brain and immune system are always reacting together, so there's always a stress component and there's an environmental component. Take gluten for just as a quick, easy example. Yes, people need to avoid gluten, for example, if they have celiac genes or if they have wheat allergies, things like that, which is what I personally do and one of the reasons I avoid gluten. But also if people are dealing with stress in their life where they can't hold things together, which ironically and not so ironically is what gluten does in foods, is hold things together. So if people can't hold things together or feeling out of balance like that, then they're going to struggle more with gluten than they would even otherwise. That's just one of hundreds of examples. People struggling with the inability to deal with arsenic in an environment, even though it's low levels, are also people that are often dealing with toxic relationships, for example. So when the brain and the immune system can't dance together in a state of calm, then we're going to have more autoimmunity, we're going to have more overreactivity. So this is one of the things that we do. This is one of the things that has driven patients to come from 27 states at this point for care, is to identify these brain stress factors and get the nervous system in a state of calm so that the immune system can calm down and then everybody can be happy together. Makes a huge difference for autoimmunity. Now, once the autoimmunity switches are tripped, we often still have that predisposition, so it's not like we're going to be fixed forever, because we often have new stresses that show up both in the environment or in life. The stresses of life may show up and activate things again, but usually once they're calmed down, if they activate again, you can calm them down pretty quickly if you get on it. And people heal amazingly well. As I mentioned, I never intended to get into autoimmune work. It happened working with a paralyzed chiropractor whose mother called me to do some work with him, and a front desk person who had an autoimmune attack and went legally blind within 3 days. Both of those made life-changing recoveries, and they were amazing people, and we still are in contact with them. But that opened my brain to what is possible with autoimmune patients. It opened up a pathway to work with them, and it opened up the recognition of how strong stress is in reacting with the immune system. So if we're having immune problems or autoimmune problems and things aren't working, we have to change dance partners. Change from a dance partner that's stressed and overreactive to a dance partner that's at ease. And while that sounds like a simple concept, we have an amazing tool to make it happen in reality, and it's very, very powerful. I'm Dr. Michael Winters, Winters Wellness, Chiropractic Redefined, Paducah, Kentucky, and we do take out-of-state patients.